This is another KC Vibe production. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe.
You wanna listen in your ride, even when you in your crib. Are you ready for this trip? You know nobody do it live like me.
I hope you guys are ready. It's time to get into it.
Let's go.
What's going on, world? We are the KC Vibe Podcast, and we're back to vibe with you guys yet one more again.
One more time, baby. One more time.
If you are new, welcome to the podcast. If you're a returning listener, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Yep. It says like one more time, but not the last time.
Yep. Here's to that part. Here's to that part. How you feeling?
I feel great, man. You know, it's a good day. You know, I had me a good little meal at lunch. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Thanks to my wife. You know what I'm saying? She said I was trying to be cute by going on this little fasting diet. But I ain't gonna even lie, I was hungry.
Rubber was hungry. I already know. I know you gotta get fed. You gotta get fed.
Yep.
So, you wanna know what we're getting into today?
All right, what we doing? What we got?
We are talking about deal breakers after I do.
Okay.
And it's gonna be pretty much, can boundaries switch mid-marriage?
Look at you using these big old words.
Boundaries or switch?
Oh, never mind. I thought you said something else.
Okay. So
For some reason, I thought you said comboundary.
is that a word?
I don't know.
I don't know if that is a word.
These big words, I don't even know.
I don't know if that's a word.
Comboundary.
So
we gotta
we're
look that up.
we're going to talk about, where your phone? Look it up. I'm curious. We're going to talk about how a person can evolve and how that reflects within a relationship. But you know how we do. Before we get jump started into the podcast, what am I going to do?
Do that quote.
I'm going to do that quote. Today's quote comes from Henry Cloud, who was, I'm not sure if he's still with us or not. So he was an author. Ouch. Just hit my head. Did you hear that?
No.
He was an author. So the quote today is, "You get what you tolerate." That's it. Should I run it back?
Yeah. Hey, you asked me to look that word up. Right?
What you tolerate. Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah. So here's what I just found. AI just sent me this.
They just sent it to you, or you asked them and they gave you a response?
It's a response.
Okay.
So it says comboundary appears to be a typo for. Hold on. It ain't done. It ain't done yet. It appears to be a typo for HashiCorp boundary, a secure remote access tool that provides identity-based controls to manage user access to dynamic infrastructure such as cloud environments and Kubernetes.
Interesting. So it's not a real word. That's all you had to tell the people.
Okay, well, somebody's probably wondering.
So back to my quote: "You get what you tolerate,"
All
and
right,
you see
go.
what I've been tolerating for the past 17
It's all good.
years.
Though you still love me.
Louise. Okay, so jumping into segment 1.
Yeah.
Okay, let's discuss what are deal breakers. You know what a deal breaker is?
Yeah, deal breaker is something that's, my own definition is like something you can't tolerate. It's something that you can't handle. It's something that is a no-go. It's something that's I quit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a deal breaker is to me.
Would you say that there is a difference between a deal breaker and pet peeves?
Absolutely. Like I said, well, I believe that pet peeves are habitual in nature, so that they're really habits or bad habits that other people don't like, that maybe the person that's doing the habit don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
And habits can be broken, but a deal breaker is something that I ain't say it can't be broken, but it's one of them things like, hey man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one of them things that's more than habitual.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a whole nother different ball game.
Okay, so would you say that both deal breakers and pet peeves is stuff that change
I believe,
throughout a
yeah,
relationship?
I believe it can. I mean, it's harder to change those deal breakers than
Mm-hmm.
it is those pet peeves. Uh, Pet peeves can be a little tough because if you have a habit of doing something that your lady or your man don't like, and you've been doing it for so long, it takes time.
You know what though? I think pet peeves can change too.
Yeah, they can change.
Like I think you can have a pet peeve
Yeah.
one day, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And have a totally different pet peeve a couple years later.
Yeah.
Like I think there is something that a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
I do not like when you touch my face.
Ooh, yeah.
You know that. Like
Yeah.
touching of the face is a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
But it's something that you have continued to do for the past 17 years, even though it's a pet peeve
I
of
know.
mine. So if I was to take that pet peeve and turn it into a boundary, do you think it's something that you'll stop doing?
I mean, it kind of transitioned itself into a boundary.
Mm-hmm.
Because you told me many a times, hey, that you don't like it, and I pretty much stopped. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's I'm a touchy feely type of guy. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
That's why I say you can
That's,
touch
you
anything
know what
but
I'm
my
saying?
face. I'm just
So
not don't touch my
I
face.
consider myself. You may not believe it or not, a romantic. Okay,
Or what?
romantic.
I don't think that's a word.
It's a word I
We're
made
gonna have
up.
to bring that
Okay,
dictionary and just put it right next to you.
but look, I consider myself the type of guy, not just to tell you I love you, but to show my compassion as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like Romeo Romeo and Juliet.
Are you
So
saying that because you just watched the Steve Harvey episode of
no,
Romeo and
oh my
Juliet?
goodness, man, just listen.
Okay, I'm just curious.
No, no, I'm just saying like I like to caress. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hold you, grab you, grab your face, and you know what I'm saying? Kiss you. That's what I like to do
What's that got to do with Romeo and Juliet?
because
You know,
have
both
you
of
ever
them
seen it?
died.
I know they died. Yes, I know they died, baby. I'm
I
not
don't
saying
know if you know the story
that
of
somebody
Romeo and
gonna die.
Juliet.
I'm just saying the passion, the love that I show. That's what I do. So I had to break that habit of, you know what I'm saying, rubbing on your face, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, because
Mm-hmm.
you don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm a strong believer that evolution plays a lot in a person.
absolutely. Yeah.
When a person evolves as a human, stuff changes.
Mm-hmm.
People can evolve and it changes on a level of intimacy.
Yeah.
It can change on the level of spirituality.
Yep.
It can change on just about any level,
Absolutely.
because it's a person evolving.
Yeah.
I've said in a past podcast that if your person is the same person day 226 that he was day one, you ain't with the right one.
Yeah.
Because people are going to change.
Yep.
And I just think that evolving is when you have to learn how to kind of move the lines.
Yeah.
But this is going to take us into segment 2,
Oh, what we got? What we got?
which is when do boundaries shift? Excuse me. When do boundaries shift mid marriage?
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
like I was saying, people grow,
Yeah.
and as people grow, so do their limits.
Mm-hmm.
People change. As people change, so do their limits. You
Yeah.
know. And if we take it to like a more personal level,
Mm-hmm.
I can give the example if one partner decides to stop drinking
Yeah.
and the other partner doesn't stop drinking.
Yeah.
I don't too much think that that's a deal breaker, but I think that's a new boundary that's set where it's like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
It's okay if you do it, just don't ask me to do it.
Yeah.
And coming from like a personal experience, because we be given life stories.
Yeah.
I went vegan 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm vegetarian. I went vegan 3 years ago, And I decided that I no longer, wanted to eat meat. I wanted to switch to just a,
Yeah.
plant-based diet. Um, and the boundary was set within myself. That was
Yeah.
a self thing, something that I wanted to do. And you respected that boundary.
Yeah.
It wasn't me forcing you to do it too.
Yeah.
It wasn't, me saying, well, since I'm doing it, everybody doing it.
Yeah.
No, it's a boundary that I set within myself, and then you respect it as, and you don't be like, oh, well, you want to try? Taste
Yeah.
this chicken, just small piece of this chicken.
Yeah.
You don't try to do that,
Yeah.
And I think that's that boundary that was set. And when you set boundaries within your relationship, you have to be with a partner that respects those boundaries.
Absolutely. I mean,
And not only respects it, kind of like, one, holds you to a standard,
mm-hmm.
and two, doesn't try to manipulate you into doing something that you don't want to do.
Exactly. Because how is that fair? I mean, I can't sit here. I mean, that's kind of like controlling, right? That's controlling.
Let's go back in time.
Yeah.
You want
Okay.
story time?
Go ahead.
We haven't done a story time in a minute. Let's do a story time. Let's go back in time. Let's go back about 16 years.
God, dog.
Right.
16 years ago?
Yeah, we're going to go back about 16 years, right? And we're in
Okay,
Mannheim,
remember that now.
Germany.
Yeah, what's happening?
And my husband,
Uh-huh.
my dear husband, has watched a documentary.
Hold on, you said Germany?
Yes.
So we're going all the way back to Germany?
We're going all the way back to Germany.
God,
Like, we are,
dog.
fasten up your laces. We are going into the time machine. What's his name? What's his name from Back to the Future?
Talking about Emmett.
No, the dude.
You talking about Doc? Yeah, his name Doc.
Oh, his name is Doc.
Yeah.
I thought it was Doctor something. You can
His
tell I
name,
ain't
like,
never
his
seen the
name
movie.
Emmett, but they call him Doc.
Let's go back into the dude who actually did the time traveling.
Doc. What we call him?
The old dude with the crazy hair. His
he
name
call-
is Doc.
Yeah, they call him Doc. Yeah, Martin McFly called him Doc.
Oh. Well,
I think his name was Emmett though, like Dr. Emmett or something like that, but he just called him Doc.
let's call up Doc and travel back in time to Germany. After my husband watched the documentary, he decided that there's a lot of stuff in life that he didn't want to do anymore.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Before you get too deep in that, you should have used Dr. Oz. Because
Why
he's
would
a
I
time
use Dr.
because he's a time
Oz?
traveler too.
I
That
don't
everybody
know
know
who
about.
Dr.
Yeah,
Oz
dog,
is.
you don't get into no sci-fi stuff.
I really don't. That's not my style. You just keep trying to change the subject because
Go
you
ahead,
already
go
know
ahead,
what
go ahead.
story I'm about to tell.
I don't. I really don't. All right, what we doing?
My husband watched the documentary and decided that a lot of stuff that he was doing in life he no longer wanted to do anymore. One of those things that he didn't want to do anymore is he didn't want to drink. Anybody who knows Kanisha knows that Kanisha used to drink.
Back in them days. Yeah.
I used to drink back in the days. My husband decided he didn't want to drink, and because he didn't want to drink no more, nobody in the house could drink anymore.
It was only two of us that could drink.
Yeah, which means he went and took $400 worth of alcohol and poured it down the drain. That right there, my friends, is what we are going to call an unfair boundary. Okay? So
Okay.
let's...
What's up? Got ahead of you, sir?
No,
Okay.
I'm trying to think of how to word this.
Okay.
There is a difference, right,
Yeah.
between evolving as an individual and unfairly moving the goalpost in your
Okay.
relationship.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
And you evolving as a person, if you yourself would have been like, I ain't gonna drink no more. Me, I could have been like, okay, I respect that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you take this shot. I'm not gonna, ask if you want me to pour you a glass of wine, anything like that. Because I
Yeah.
respect the fact that you don't want to drink no more.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, you decided to just dump all the alcohol in the house.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you want me to go ahead and go back there?
You could, I mean,
Okay.
I'm already here. You might as well
Here's
join
what it
me.
was now.
Mm-hmm.
We were fresh in this thing. We were still brand new, right? I don't even think our oldest son was a year old yet. Was he? He was young. He wasn't. I don't think he was like a year old yet. So you know about my philosophy and how I was raised and what I was on. You called it the Stone Age tendency or whatever. So I was raised in the household with whatever the man says goes. Ain't no and this or buts about it. Hey, if I'm not gonna do it, you ain't gonna do it. And so that's how my philosophy was back in the day.
How long your mama been married again?
Hey, we're not gonna go there. Okay. We focus on successful relationships, okay?
I'm just saying.
No disrespect.
That's a big that's a big part of what I'm talking about when it comes to deal breakers and it comes to moving goalposts and all that.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to live within your relationship and stop trying to live your relationship through other people's relationships.
Absolutely. But people who didn't know no better, we've grown since and we've developed that relationship.
You said people?
Yeah, people who don't know no better. So that's why a lot of people listen to our podcast because they're trying to learn and grow their relationship.
Don't learn from me.
But we had to learn from that. I had to learn from that. Okay? I had to learn that hey, it ain't just all about what Chad wants. It's about what we want, what Kanisha and Chad want. And Kanisha may not agree with Chad. Chad may not agree with Kanisha, but we both can come up with mutual understandings and grow and evolve with each other in that way. Yeah,
and that's where the boundaries are gonna kind of move a little bit. Yeah, that's why you guys draw your boundaries in pencil. You know, not permanent marker. Yeah. But again, that right there is one of those things where it became a deal breaker within our relationship. Yeah, because I was like, bruh, if you gonna keep treating me like you were raised, you can go back to who raised you.
But I didn't know no better.
I'm just saying that's became a deal breaker, and that is what ultimately is a car. Ultimately, that's what ultimately, shifted our relationship. Yeah. It shifted our relationship. Your finger, I thought something was crawling on me. That is your hand. Don't do that. That had me very nervous.
My bad.
But another thing, that causes shifts in relationships a lot is parenting.
Absolutely.
I look at our children. We have 5 children, and all 5 of them have to be parented in a different way. I can't talk to one kid the same way I talk to another kid. Some kids are more emotional. Some kids get angry more often. You have to learn how to shift, and with that shift, it came with boundaries, and those boundaries have been like reset multiple times.
Absolutely.
And that's just not like we had to stop looking at it like I'm the parent, you the kid, that's it. Yeah. And we had to start looking at it more towards, like I told you, yes, these are our kids. Yes, we are their parents. But at the end of the day, they are human beings. And the way that we talk to them and the way that we treat them is the way that they're going to look at how society talks to them, how society treats them. Absolutely. So if we're yelling and we're talking down on them, they're going to think it's okay for society to do that. I'm not cool with it. Yeah. And that's something that we had to, discuss and learn and figure out, when it came to our parenting. Yeah. We don't parent the same way our parents parent. And I'm okay with it.
That's one thing that I had to learn because you already know being raised in the South is different. You know what I'm saying? Hey, your mama tell you to do something, you better do it or she gonna goddamn go tell you to go get them switches or she gonna bring that bed out and then you gonna learn from there. But and so that was the way I was raised. So I thought that was normal until I met you. And you told me you never got whoopings. I said, what the heck? I said, that ain't normal. You ain't never got no whooping.
Yeah, but again, it's generational curses. Like, my parents didn't beat us because my parents' used to whoop them. And my parents was like, that's something that we don't want to do within our children within our household. And I like to say that me and my sisters did pretty well in life for the most part. Ain't none of us in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't say yet.
But we've done pretty good in life, and there's stuff that, like, ways that my parents raised me that I didn't agree with, that I'm switching up the way that I raise my kids, and that's that evolution that I'm talking about. It's evolving all together. And as you evolve as a human, You know, the things that you do, the way that you move, the way that you walk, the way that you talk is going to change.
Don't change.
Now, when it comes to your relationship,
Yeah.
it's all about having the right partner. And if that partner is going to be okay with that change,
Yeah.
that partner is going to push you for that change. Or if that partner is going to be like, nah, fam, I don't know about
Yeah.
it.
I mean, and you gotta give to get. You know what I'm saying? Because when when you approached me with this parenting style, I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work. Cause I said, okay, we got boys. You know what I'm saying? We got boys and we got girls. I said, you can't raise a boy like you raise a girl. I mean, it's just not gonna work. But it'll work if you make it work.
Right.
And I found that out. And so now I'm just like, oh man, my sons, my kid, my older son, he makes mistakes as teenagers do, but it ain't like some of the kids I see out there doing crazy stuff in the streets these days.
Right.
And I didn't look. We're lucky. We're lucky.
Blessed.
We're blessed.
Man, there's no luck
Absolutely.
about it.
I
We're
mean,
extremely
absolutely.
when
We're
it comes
blessed.
to our children.
And I'm like, man, this kid ain't out here trying to go hang out in the streets or nothing like that. I said, I used to get whoopings.
But it's
and I used to be in the
though.
streets.
Like, exactly. But you were in the streets because that's where you were. You remember I showed you that video the other day, and those kids were talking about being taken out of, you know, the inner city and being brought into like the suburbs and how they were given that opportunity. We tried to, we didn't try, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
Property taxes are saying we're doing it. We moved our kids to the suburbs, you know, in hopes of giving them, you know, great opportunity in life. And it's hard for our children to be in the streets because that's not the people that they hang out with. It's like you not hood, bruh. Your daddy is a lawyer, your mama is a doctor. You are not hood. You get, and
it's funny.
That right there, that's the thing though, they don't. They don't. And that's why I am glad that, you know, we're blessed enough to move our kids into that. Because again, evolving as a person. And you know, that kind of trickles down into everything and everybody in your life.
Yeah.
But moving to segment 3. We're 20 minutes in and we only on segment 2.
All right, well.
Moving into segment 3, okay? We're finna discuss the difference between healthy habits and harmful boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Well, healthy and harmful boundaries. I'm not going to say habits. Healthy and harmful boundaries.
Okay.
So when it comes to healthy boundaries, if you're setting boundaries that's healthy, it's put in place to protect your peace, to honor your values, to keep respect. So like we have, I'm trying to, dang.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of, okay. This is a boundary that we have in place, right? And this is our relationship. Again, this is a relationship between me and my husband. You don't have to do it with you and your husband. And if you don't have a husband, maybe you should try to do it and you might get one. But one thing that we do within our relationship is if we're out and about, right? And something happens.
Yeah.
And you like dead ass wrong about something, I won't call you out on that in public.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, we'll wait until we are in a private setting. We'll wait till we get back to the car. We'll wait till we get back home. And then we'll be like, hey, you know, when you said this, that, and the third, yeah, babe, that wasn't right. Or you shouldn't have said that. Or don't do that.
Yeah.
We also have, you know, like code words. I'm not going to tell you our code words over the podcast because then you'll know what we're talking about in public.
Yep.
But we also have code words where it's like, I know that sometimes my husband gets a little hot-headed. You know, the Army's a lot to blame in that. Got PTSD. Love you, no, babe.
Hey,
but I know that you get a little hot-headed. So I know that there's certain times where I have to say, you know, our saying.
Yeah.
To have you think, dang, I'm taking it too far. Yeah. Or I have to like touch you or rub you and be like, hey, babe, you good? You good? You know what I'm saying?
They can lead other things now.
And that right there is, you know, a healthy boundary. It's something that protects your peace. It's something that respects you because it's not like me being like, you need to calm down. You need to leave. You know,
Yeah.
it's not me doing that. It's me being like, hey, you know, in our own little language, in
Yeah.
our own little way, telling you, you know, about the situation. But that's a boundary that we set within, you know, us.
Yeah.
That's how we work, and it took some time to get to that point.
Yeah, it did.
You know, but I've never been the type who wanted to argue in front of people.
Yeah.
I've never been the type who wanted to put my business out there. I'm real big. I fussed with you about this the other day. If we are out in the middle of Walmart, I'm not going to discuss our business in the middle of Walmart. We're going to wait until we leave. We're going to get in the car. We're going to get home, and then we're going to discuss what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, so you also have to know your partner in order for that to work. Because I know that you know when there's a shift in the way that I'm moving.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I know when there's a shift in the way that you're moving.
Mm-hmm.
And the way our boundaries are set, if one of us was to cross that boundary, you kind of know, and you like, what's going on here?
Oh, absolutely.
There's times where you and I will be sitting at lunch or at dinner with another couple, and we'll text each other.
Yeah.
There's times where we're at like football games, stuff like that, and we'll text each other, hey,
Yeah.
you good?
Yeah.
You said?
Yeah.
You all right with that? You know, so it's like, that's our relationship, though.
Exactly. That method of communication.
So
that we
that's
have.
them healthy boundaries.
Yep.
Now, you got any healthy boundaries you want to add?
I mean, pretty much you hit it on the nail. I mean, you hit the nail on the head.
That's your favorite saying. Every
Really?
podcast.
What you
I was
mean?
waiting for you to say that. You
What
say that
you
every
mean? No, I
podcast.
don't.
Yeah, you do.
I hit the nail on the head. I say that every time.
Every
I
podcast.
don't know. That's my saying then.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean that way of communication, because communication goes a long way, which we spoke about previously on the podcast before. I mean, and that's extremely healthy because you don't want, like I said, we talked about this too, putting your business out down the street. That's not it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not it. Don't put your stuff out there in the street, man. Like if she don't made you mad, he don't made you mad, man. Little suck it in until y'all get in the car.
Suck it in.
Yeah,
Suck it up.
well, you can do that too.
Lord.
But anyway,
That right there is a.
I
So
wasn't
that
done.
would be
I
like a
wasn't
deal
done.
breaker.
I
though.
mean,
No, I'm just saying this that classifies as like a deal breaker.
I mean,
That's
it
one of
can,
those
but
things
you gotta
where it's
understand
like it's not
though.
a pet peeve, it's a
It
deal
depends
breaker.
on the couple, right? Some people like they still been out there for some reason. Weird people, but most normal couples don't want that.
So
And
within our relationship, that's a
that is
deal
definitely
breaker.
a deal breaker.
That's a boundary
and
that
I'm pretty
is
sure
set in permanent
in most
marker.
relationships that's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
You know. But
Yeah.
Unless you weird.
I
Weirdos
mean,
are-
well, let's go into these said weirdos. You used to be one of these weirdos. Let's talk
Yeah.
about harmful boundaries, okay? Harmful
I don't know why
boundaries.
You just call me weird like that.
Listen, harmful boundaries are boundaries that, you know, they don't protect your peace. They're controlling. They weaponize. That right there is the type of boundaries that certain relationships have.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I don't like to be controlled.
Mm-hmm.
You know that.
Yeah.
You know me because I am an opinionated person.
Yeah.
Anyone who knows me knows that I'm an opinionated person. So if you ask me for my opinion, I'm gonna give it to you. So
Yeah.
don't ask me for my opinion unless you actually want my opinion, because I
Yeah.
don't sugarcoat. I'm gonna tell you like a TI is, you know.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that control, you used to have what the old people say. You used to have that controlling spirit within you. And it was a controlling spirit that was very bad for
Okay.
our relationship.
Okay.
It messed us up really bad because you wanted so much power and you wanted so much control
Yeah.
that a lot of times you got caught up in your own head.
Okay.
And it wasn't until after you cool down that it's like, oh dang, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So that right there was a boundary that we had to like erase and redraw and reevaluate the
Yeah.
situation.
Now, I didn't, like I said, I didn't think it was controlling.
Mhm.
I just, like I said, that's how I was taught. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I was taught, hey, the man, you the man, hey, be in
That was
charge.
a loud throat clear.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got to make this clear though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You the man. You got to be in charge.
Mhm.
Uh, you make the decisions.
Mhm.
You, the executive, judicial, and the legislation.
Legislative.
Yeah, right. You all three of those. Now, your wife has her opinion, but at the end of the day, you make that decision.
Mhm.
And so that's how I was raised. So I never really, cause we got married early. I never
Mhm.
really knew that you was gonna be the wife that's like, hold on.
You knew that. I told you that from day
But
one.
I didn't really know
I
until
let me go on
we had
record
these.
at 31 minutes. Let me go on record and say that
Well,
I told you from the
but
jump how I was.
we I mean, yeah, but this is before we actually lived together, right? So we didn't
Mhm.
get to know each other like that until we lived together. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, oh snap. You know what I'm saying? She really? You know what I'm saying?
I
And
mean,
I wasn't used to that. I'm unused to being challenged like that
mhm.
by somebody who I was in a relationship with.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck is this? You know what I'm saying? So that's why, I was the way that I was in the beginning
Mhm.
until we actually had those conversations.
Yeah.
And as the years progressed, I
Mhm.
was able to flip and be like, okay, well, this is how things are really supposed to be.
Yeah. But I think what it was like you remember you just said your wife can have an opinion, but
Yeah,
ultimately you're the decision
yeah,
maker.
yeah,
There is a line there that a lot of people don't realize is there.
yeah.
There's a difference between receiving an opinion and valuing an opinion.
Okay.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you can ask me for my opinion, but are you going to take heed to what I say? Are you actually going to put my opinion into consideration?
Mm,
Or are you just saying it just to, follow a, a script
mm.
of how a
Okay.
relationship is supposed to go? And I think that's that line that we had to, as a couple, learn how to teeter-totter.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yes, you're asking me for my opinion. Now we're finna sit down. I'm gonna give you my opinion. Are you gonna value that opinion? Are
Yeah.
you gonna take into consideration what it is that I said?
Yep.
Or are you still gonna do what it is that you want to do
Yeah.
anyway?
And,
And that is that
hmm
line.
and in the beginning,
In the begin, but the
yeah,
begin
I'm twisting my words up. In the beginning, I really did not
Uh-huh.
value your opinion.
Mhm.
It wasn't until later on when I started to think, man, I'm stressing myself out trying to do this, that, and trying to make these decisions. This is my wife. I need to honor her. You know what I'm saying? I need to see what she's
You
talking
came to
about too.
that conclusion by yourself.
No, I did not come to the conclusion by myself. I'm not saying that.
I distinctly
You
remember a
we had
conversation.
those
Mhm.
conversations, and it didn't happen overnight.
No.
Rome wasn't built in a day, is what they
Yeah.
say.
And my thing is, I used to tell you all the time, when it comes to us, we on the same team.
Yeah.
Like it's my job to make sure you straight. It's
Mm-hmm.
my job to make sure that we straight. The same thing, vice versa. That's how we work.
Yeah.
That's how
Absolutely.
we end up becoming this well-oiled machine. It's like once you stopped looking at me like the enemy and
Mm-hmm.
started realizing, dang, that really is my partner in life, I think that's when that shift occurred. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And it was a shift, man, because I was bad. I was bad, and it took a lot of patience from you
Mm.
to deal with me. And but once that thing got figured out, and I finally figured out, hey, look, yeah, you the man, but your wife is also here.
Mm.
and y'all are playing on equal playing fields.
Right. Because at the end of the day, Eve was taken from Adam's rib,
Yeah.
not his back,
Yep.
not his
Yep.
booty, not
Yeah.
his feet. She was taken from
Yeah.
his rib.
Yeah.
So it's my job to be right there beside you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Protecting your heart,
Mm-hmm.
but also working as a team to make sure this is going where it needs to go.
Absolutely.
That brings us to our next thing here.
Mm-hmm.
When people want to discuss new deal breakers with their partner,
Yeah.
Is it a deal break? Is it fair if you're blindsiding your partner?
I won't consider it as blindsiding if you actually come to your. No
You
pun
want to hear?
intended.
No, you
But
you want to know what I mean by that?
what you mean?
I mean, if I come to you one day, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I hate it when you leave your sock in the bed. That's about to become a deal breaker for me. You know what I'm saying? That is a blind side. If I've never told you before, hey, don't leave your socks here. If I've never told you before, I don't like when you leave your socks here. I don't think it's fair as a partner for me to come and automatically be like, this right here is my new deal breaker. This right here is a boundary that can't be crossed for me, because it's not something that was discussed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think deal breakers and boundaries should be stuff that we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
And you're not getting it. So
Yeah.
now I got to put my foot down. Because if you try to put your foot down with something you haven't discussed before, what's my saying, baby? You put your foot down and mess around and put it on a banana peel.
Yeah.
Because it's blindsiding.
Yeah. I mean, that's to me, deal breakers
Mm-hmm.
are a little bit more serious than leaving socks in the bed. To me, a deal breaker could be like, okay, I come home at 3:00 in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
After hanging out with the homies.
Oh, that's a deal breaker.
I ain't been at
That's point blank period.
I ain't been at nobody's house. I'm probably at the casino hanging out with my homeboys or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the bar or whatever. But I get home like 2 or 3 in the morning. Now that is on deal breaker status.
That's because that is on disrespect status.
Exactly.
And respect is a big thing.
A deal breaker has to be on a very more intense level than a pet peeve level. Leaving socks in the bed, that's a pet peeve.
I mean, you're right.
It's
I guess the socks in the bed wasn't a great example.
It can gradually become bigger.
What you just said then.
Yeah.
We can take that.
Yeah.
You come home the first night at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, bruh, you clearly bumped your head if you coming in this house at 3:00 in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we have that discussion.
Mm-hmm.
We have that discussion. If the following week you do it again, I've said before, and I'll go to my grave saying this. If I tell you I don't like something and you continue to do it anyway, that becomes disrespect. And one thing that I can't tolerate is a disrespectful person.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we've had this conversation and then you continue to do it, I think a boundary needs to be set. I think it becomes a deal breaker.
Absolutely, that's a deal breaker. I mean, like I said, stuff like that, like that, lying.
Ooh, I remember one time I went to the casino. You remember I went to the casino?
Yeah.
It was me. You already know who I was with. Most likely.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Look, most likely. You already know who I was with. We went to the casino and like my phone died and you couldn't get in contact with me. You remember that night? Oh, you were hot.
I was like, what the hell? I said, I don't even go out and hang out like that. What's she doing?
Hot.
Yeah.
But I took into consideration your feelings and I ended up, not doing it again.
Yeah.
We had gotten into it that day, so that might have had a little bit to do with it too.
Yeah, I thought you was on Roger house.
Who is Roger?
I don't know.
Lord. Segment 4. Lord. Segment 4. Let's talk about renegotiating relationships.
Okay.
So I honestly believe that one way that you can keep your relationship fresh and not have to like constantly reevaluate and all that is if you do check-ins.
Okay.
Um, we don't do it as often because we're at the point now where if we have an issue with what one of the other, we just talked about this
Mhm.
yesterday. If we have an issue with each other, we come directly like in that moment and
Yeah.
discuss that issue.
Yeah.
And it cuts back a lot of arguing
Yeah.
because if we do get into it, we're not bringing up stuff from 2-3 weeks ago. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that helped us out a lot.
Absolutely.
And what ended up happening was we started doing check-ins where we decided to, that's how we started these podcasts. We
Yeah.
decided like once a week we're going to sit down and we're just going to talk. We're going to discuss if
Absolutely.
we had any issues. We're going to discuss if anything bothered us.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk it out. And we're going to do that once a week. And the
Mhm.
once a week became, so what's your word? Habitual.
Yeah.
That now it's like we don't do that once a week because we pretty much have an
Exactly.
open
It's automatic.
platform.
It's
We
automatic.
talk
Mm-hmm.
either way. So I think check-ins
Yeah.
are important with your partner.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, because you got to look at a relationship. Like I said, it's a team effort,
Right.
right? So I can't sit here and play for a team if I ain't practicing, constantly practicing.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for me to get better, I got to continue to build my craft. And I got to continue to, put
Putting
forth
that
the
10,000
effort.
hours.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So those check-ins are like,
Mhm.
many skill points that we're developing in order to continue to build upon a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like many skill points to help us out in the long run. You get what I'm saying? No, you're not.
I get
Yeah,
you.
I mean, if you, I ain't saying this because
You're watching the
no,
game
I ain't
right
saying it
now?
because I'm watching the
Mhm.
game, but I'm saying this because I played ball, and we had to do like film study, not just practicing. We had to critique each other.
Mhm.
Those check-ins are like that.
Mhm.
I mean, because you have to critique me sometimes.
Mhm.
I got to critique you,
Mhm.
and I can't think that I'm doing a good job without communicating with you
Right.
and you telling me, and same vice versa.
Mhm.
I can probably think, hey man, I'm doing what I got to do as a husband,
Right.
but there could be something that I'm not doing right.
Mhm.
I got to learn how to accept that.
Right.
That's what the check-ins are for.
Exactly. And I think also within those check-ins, you have to be able to figure out what can be compromised and what's a non-negotiable.
Yeah,
Because I think communicating that is what is key to a successful relationship.
absolutely.
Like, a pet peeve of mine is touching my face, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But it's not a end all be all. It's kind of
Deal
like a
breaker.
compromise.
Yeah.
It's times where it's okay. It's times where I'm not gonna complain about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm glad we don't have video today. So it's like, it's a compromise, and I think it's
Yeah.
important within a relationship when it comes to boundaries and it comes to
Yeah.
deal breakers. You need to figure out what's a compromise and what's a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna be like, okay, I'll probably let this slide, and what
Yeah.
I'm like, no, this not gonna happen. And that
Yeah.
goes back to the quote, you get what you tolerate. If I tolerate something long enough, you're gonna think it's okay for you to do.
Yeah.
And I say that about relationships all the time. It's like, I don't know why he's putting me through all this. He's putting you through all that because you allowed him to put you through all
Yeah.
that. He's putting you through the ringer because this whole time he's been putting you through the ringer and you've been okay with it.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to stand 10 toes down, and he's like, okay, so you just finna erase all these boundaries, these deal breakers that we had, and now it's an issue.
Mm.
Like, it can't be an issue 10 years later.
Mm.
If it was an issue day one, you need to address that issue so it can stop being an issue.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a lot of red tape.
Well, if it turns into an issue, now if it's a problem, cool,
Yeah.
problems can be solved. But if it
Mhm.
turns into an issue, that right there is when it becomes a deal breaker.
Yeah. But issues can become problems.
No, problems can become issues.
I mean, yeah, that part too.
Bada boom, bada bam. Um, Now sometimes couples get overwhelmed. We are blessed in the area where we were able to sit down and actually discuss stuff, sit down and actually become, you know, the the communicators that we are now.
Yeah.
But I also know that not everybody is on that same, that same level.
Nah.
So sometimes you have to have mediation or therapy to help, and that's okay.
It is.
Sometimes you need a neutral partner, or no, not a partner. You need a neutral player
Yeah.
on your team to kind of like sit down in between you and your partner. And when I say that, before y'all go out here saying Kayo told me to talk to my homegirl and let her know, I am not saying that. I'm saying sometimes if you need to get professional guidance, that's cool and it's okay. We live in a society where now the society we live in, therapy is okay, but we come from a society where it's like people look down on therapy.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like, you
frowned
going to
upon.
a therapist for what? Pray about it. I was like,
Mhm.
you can pray and go to therapy.
Yep.
You can pray in therapy. But you sometimes people need that, like, that extra person, that extra am I the crazy one
Mhm.
type person, because we talked about the 6-9 method.
Mhm.
If I see the number 6 and you see the number 9, we're both right. We're just seeing it from different points of view.
Yep.
And sometimes someone needs to come and be like, yeah, you see that 6, but come here for a second, stand on this side. You see it's a 9, he right too.
Mhm.
And then we like, oh shoot, yeah, we both are right in our
Yeah.
own individual ways. Now we just need to learn how to come together and be right together.
Absolutely. And it takes a lot. I mean, I ain't gonna say it takes a lot. It takes a lot of patience,
Mhm.
not only with yourself, and a lot of humbling.
Mhm.
Because I mentioned before, people don't like being wrong.
No.
They don't like being wrong, so they gon' when they find out that they're wrong, how are they willing to take that?
Right.
Are they gonna accept it and be like, man, yeah, I was wrong?
Mhm.
Or they're gonna be like, man, I don't care what you say. Yeah, he's probably right, but my point was stronger. You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's when that problem becomes an issue.
Yeah.
And that's why when we talk about boundaries and deal breakers, that's it right there.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
like you're crossing a boundary when you're not willing to open up and change or open up and help
Yeah.
our relationship. That right there is when, lines are getting blurred.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're not willing to step up and be my partner, step up and be my, significant other to show you in this relationship.
Exactly. Who you in a relationship for?
Right.
It so it ain't for them.
Right.
It's for yourself, right?
What are we? We're at 48 minutes, baby. It is
Baby.
time to try to wrap this thing up so we can
Look.
keep it under an hour.
Look, look. You can't spoil a good product, right?
What you got to tell the people?
Really? Who you look at me like that for?
What you got to tell the people?
I mean, it's a lot because we unpacked a whole lot in this episode. We always go to the communication aspect. I always go to the communication aspect because that is you hear people say, "Oh, it's the key. Communication is the key," and it's not a lie. Communication is the key.
In the notes.
What's up? You put it. Yeah. It's the key because of the fact that if you can't have that healthy line of communication and you can't see past your own point of view, things are gonna not work out the way that you want to. And you have to open yourself up to an area view of you and her or him or whoever you with, and be like, okay, now I kind of see what's happening. You know, so I kind of see what she talking about or he talking about. So it's one of them things, man. It's tough. It's hard. It was tough for us. It was hard. And like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. But once you get it, you got it. And look, when it comes to the deal breakers and the pet peeves, if you are willing to sacrifice what you for what you have, and you really love that person, those deal breakers can be eliminated by you not crossing those boundaries.
Right.
Those pet peeves can be dealt with by you changing
Right.
and evolving yourself for the person that you're with.
Right.
And it's a dual effort. That's why I honestly think it's a spiritual thing. When we evolve with each other,
right,
we become more alike.
Right.
That's what I got.
Okay.
All right.
So, what I got for the people is this. At the end of the day, growth in your relationship is normal.
Yeah.
But like you said, communication is key.
Yeah.
I look at it like a marching band. Because, we have kids in the marching band.
Yeah.
I look at it like a marching band, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know how people tell you that with your partner, you should be on the same sheet of music?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think with your partner, you should be on the same sheet of music, but you also have to be playing the same note.
Hey.
If I am playing the middle of the song and you are playing the beginning of the song, it is not going to sound right.
Yep.
It's going to be confusion. It's going to be anger. It's going to be frustration. It's going to be all kinds of things because we're on the same page of music, but we're at different spots. We're at different notes, So I think honestly, when it comes to boundaries and it comes to, rewriting your boundaries and rewriting your deal breakers, it's gonna go back to you erasing and changing your tone and changing your speed and changing the metronome, if you would, of your relationship to be not only on the same sheet of music but on the same note. And if you put in that effort and you're willing to put in that practice to get to that same note, maybe, just maybe, your relationship will end up playing some beautiful music in the long run.
Amen to that.
Is that all right?
You got to be in unison.
You gotta be what?
Unison. Oh.
Oh my God. I got deep with it and you just everything I just said.
It didn't go out the window. No. But I thought I said it right. I ain't say it right.
Oh gosh. Well, we've come to the end of the podcast. Once again, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to yet another episode of the KC Vibe podcast. If you heard anything that is worth sharing in your mind, go ahead and share. It is my hopes. It is my prayers that you guys take at least one thing that we said out of this and go and grow with it, whether it's in your relationship or in your personal life. That's what we're trying to do here. That's the whole goal. If you want to listen to some past podcasts, hit us up at www.kcvibepodcast.com. That's www.kcvibepodcast.com. If you want to hit us up personally, you got stories, you got questions, you got comments, you can reach us at askKCVibepodcast@gmail.com. That's askKCVibepodcast@gmail.com. You got anything to add?
Hey, you want to hit me up? Look on TikTok. Look on Instagram. Shoot, if you search MARTIMAR86, that's Martimar86, you'll be able to find me.
Yep, and if you guys want to reach me on the Clock app, I am AO_KO and the number 2, that's AYO_KAYO and the number 2.
He said the Clock app.
The Clock app.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we look forward to hearing, seeing, listening, being a part of your being a part of your life next week.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. More to come.
As always, I'm the K.
And I'm C.
Thanks for vibing with us. Bye.